Good Sunday morning, folks. I hope you all are having a fantastic weekend. Thank you so much for tuning in to Inside the Valley this morning. All right, joining us this morning, we are talking about the Juneteenth Jubilee. We have Dee Lopez, and you are part of the Hidalgo County Historical Commission.
Yes.
And we have Reverend Michael Smith, and you are the pastor of the Faith Fellowship Church.
Yes, I am.
So thank you both so much for coming in this morning and talking to us.
Thank you for having us.
Yes. Now, tell me a little bit, Dee, what you do with the Historical Commission.
Part of my job is researching different parts of the valley where a company or a residence feels that they have significant importance to the culture of Texas. And then we determine through research whether or not they should receive a historical marker on their property.
Wow, okay. And now there are quite a few here in the valley that do these different properties that do have those historical markers, right?
Yes.
And have you noticed that there are some that kind of every year that you're issuing those, or is it kind of, a few years, or how did you come about like giving a place their own marker?
Often we'll have a family actually call us to have research done on their property to determine if they qualify. Sometimes a developer will find a new property and want to have a marker, so we have to determine whether they qualify. It's based on the age of the property, and there's several different criteria that the state requires.
Wow. Okay, now tell me a little bit how you are connected to the Juneteenth Jubilee.
Well, as a historian and a researcher, I wanted to get into the facts about how Juneteenth started.
Mm-hmm.
And Juneteenth is a cultural phenomena of the African American community.
Mm-hmm.
It started in the 19th century.
Mm-hmm.
Way back in 1865, there were a number of slaves here in Texas that were still in bondage, but it was declared that they were free
Mm-hmm.
on June the 19th in 1865.
Mm-hmm.
And that became a very important day, and the slaves were able to leave the plantations and begin lives on their own. So to celebrate that, the term Juneteenth was developed to mean anything and any date in June that has to do with freedom.
Wow. Wow, how interesting. Now, how did you kind of get a part of this whole Juneteenth as well?
Being that it is an African American event,
Mm-hmm.
they would like to get mostly black pastors involved,
Mm-hmm.
and so that's how our church became part of it. They were seeking out for churches to help, and our church was available, and we've been helping out as much as we can every year.
Wow. Now, how many years has this, recognition kind of been happening every year, and this kind of observance to Juneteenth?
Across the country, it has been happening since the 1865 date.
Mm-hmm.
And it's in all the different cities and different states. It's an official local Texas holiday here.
Okay.
There are plans, we hope to one day make it a national holiday,
Mm-hmm.
similar to July the 4th,
Mm-hmm.
freedom from slavery.
Mm-hmm.
And it's also a celebration that comes about all over the world. Different servicemen that are in like North Korea, that are in Japan,
Mm-hmm.
they take Juneteenth with them, and
Mhm.
it's celebrated in Africa,
Mhm.
in South America.
Wow. Interesting. Now, I know there's going to be something that's happening this coming weekend. Now, how can people here get involved to kind of participate as well?
Well, we'd like them to come out to see all the wonderful things we have available to us, to see who we are, what we are, because the valley has become a very diverse population,
Mhm.
and the African American culture has become part of that tapestry that's
Mhm.
called the Rio Grande Valley.
Right, most definitely. And so this is going to be happening on Saturday, June 16th. we
Yes,
see now.
next Saturday.
Next
Mhm.
Saturday. Now, what can we expect? I know there's 3 different things that are going to be happening. So what can we expect on that day?
Well, first of all, we're going to have the Restaurant Cemetery event,
Okay.
which will start at 9 o'clock.
Mhm.
We're asking most people if they can be there by 8:30.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to be celebrating lifting up the Juneteenth flag.
Okay.
We have some African American female veterans that we will be honoring. We have a resolution that will be given by our State Representative Terry Canales.
Okay.
We also have remarks by Terry Mills, who is the NAACP coordinator for the Rio Grande Valley and the Corpus Christi area. We have a proclamation that will be given out by the Honorable Mayor Richard Molina of Edinburg, and we have some community voices as well, and we also have a choir that will be singing and a couple of solo voices that we sing as well.
Wow.
So it will be a celebration that morning.
That definitely sounds like it will most definitely be. Now, okay, so this is all happening on Saturday, June 16th. Now, of course, it starts about, want people to arrive by 8:30 for the memorial observance. And so, in past years, how has it changed or been different? Is it kind of you've been doing the same thing almost every time, or have you guys grown and noticed that you've had more participation within the community as well?
Absolutely. And one of the most exciting parts of this is this year we will have a festival in the evening.
Okay.
This is going to be the first time we've had something at nighttime. Now, I want to go back and talk about the second part of the Juneteenth celebration, and that's at the library, the Edinburg Library. That starts at 9:30. And to make sure that everyone knows, all of the public is invited. Not only the people that were at Westlawn Cemetery, but anyone else can come to the library. And the focus there is on history and heritage. We'll be viewing documents that record different things that have happened in the African American community here in the Rio Grande Valley. We'll be showcasing people and how important they are and what they've done. And we'll have food. And it's a very important African American delicacy called soul food.
Oh, okay.
Soul food.
Yes.
We'll have some dancers, and we'll also have music. So it'll be something for everyone.
Wow, it definitely sounds exciting. It does sound like there is going to be something for everyone, and it's a way to kind of, immerse yourself and kind of get, expose yourself to different things. And maybe if you haven't been familiar, this is the first time you are hearing of Juneteenth, which, you can go and be kind of educated and kind of, observe exactly what this day is about exactly. And so what are some of the things that you both are most looking forward to on this day?
Me personally, I'm just excited about the fact that we can honor African Americans who lived in this area and were buried at the Westlawn Cemetery. But I'm also looking toward being able to fellowship with different type of foods and just hear different. I love singing and the different choirs and the voices that we'll be singing. I'm looking forward to that as well.
Definitely.
And the evening celebration, that's going to be exciting for the first time. And we're thinking about the kids. Kids are going to have an opportunity to have a wonderful time. We want families to come out. Kids will be exposed to all sorts of wonderful water type entertainment. They'll have ice cream, they'll have games, they'll have face painting. It's going to be a wonderful time for kids. And for the mothers, we're going to have a fashion show.
Oh, okay.
Showing them all sorts of different fashions, what's coming up for the spring, what's coming up for the summer, what's coming up to wear for vacation. So that's what it's going to be about.
Well, that's perfect. And like you mentioned, there is something for everyone. And of course, food kind of can attract
Yes.
everyone, of course, especially if it's delicious food. It always brings a crowd. But this sounds exciting. So Saturday, June 16th.
Yes.
Now the first event starts about 9 if you can arrive at 8:30 in the morning. But there's going to be a whole day of things. Now for more information, folks, you can go ahead and call 383-6246. Thank you both so much for coming in this morning. I really appreciate it. Sounds like it's going to be a great event, and I wish you all the best of luck with it.
And thank you so much for giving us an opportunity to promote Juneteenth.
Yes, of course. Thank you again. All right, folks. Well, when we come back, as you can tell outside, the temperatures are rising. Now, we are talking about a very important campaign about looking before you lock your car doors. We'll have more on that when we come back.